The rare earth storm. A significant geopolitical conflict is rapidly escalating this week following China's aggressive expansion of export controls on rare earth elements. This move, widely dubbed the rare earth storm, has sent shockwaves through global markets, triggering sharp drops in U.S. technology stocks. This strategic policy is viewed as China's countermeasure against high-tech restrictions imposed by the United States. Geopolitical conflict. Export controls. Rare earth elements. Trigger shockwaves. Countermeasure. High-tech restrictions. Strategic policy. The new Chinese regulations. The new Chinese regulations represent the strictest export controls ever seen in this sector. Announced on October 9, 2025, and set to take effect on December 1, the measures go far beyond previous export quotas. Crucially, the new rules dictate that any product containing more than 0.1% of Chinese rare earth components or manufactured using Chinese rare earth technology must obtain a specific export license from China's Ministry of Commerce. The control list now covers everything from raw materials to advanced technologies used in mining, smelting, magnetic materials manufacturing, and even secondary resource recycling. Export applications for items destined for use in artificial intelligence, AI, defense, or advanced semiconductors, specifically 14-nanometer logic chips or below, and 256-layer storage chips or above, will be subject to case-by-case restrictive review. This regulatory shift has already impacted pricing, with major Chinese rare earth producers announcing a dramatic price hike of up to 37% for rare earth concentrates in the fourth quarter of 2025, the largest increase in 2 years. Strictest regulations take effect, export license, Ministry of Commerce, control list, smelting, magnetic materials, secondary resource recycling, case-by-case review, price hike or surge. China's strategic dominance. To understand the global concern, we must look at China's position. Rare earth elements, a group of 17 metals known as the vitamins of technology, are vital for modern high-tech and defense industries. China is the only nation possessing a complete rare earth industrial chain, encompassing mining, refining, manufacturing, and export. China currently controls roughly 60 to 70% of the global rare earth supply, and its dominance in refining and processing capabilities is even more pronounced, approaching 90% globally. For specific elements like dysprosium, critical for chip manufacturing stability at high temperatures, global refining capacity is 99% centralized in China. This market monopoly allows Beijing to use rare earths as a significant policy tool to consolidate its dominant position in the global high-tech supply chain. Strategic dominance. Industrial chain. Refining and processing. Global supply. Market monopoly. Policy tool. High-tech supply chain. Dysprosium. The vitamins of technology. Impact on key global industries. The implications of these controls are far-reaching, directly threatening several strategic global sectors. Electric vehicles, also known as EVs, rare earths are essential for permanent magnets, like NdFeB, used in EV motors. Electric vehicles use significantly more rare earth content, up to 25 times more than traditional combustion engines.
The new regulations are expected to drive up costs and impact supply stability for magnet manufacturers.
Defense and aerospace. The U.S. defense sector is highly dependent on Chinese rare earths for crucial military hardware, including F-35 fighter jets, guided missiles, radar, and satellite systems. A comprehensive ban on materials used for military equipment has been enacted. Semiconductors and AI. Beyond defense, the chip industry is reeling. Rare earths are key ingredients for manufacturing various chips, specifically materials like cerium oxide, CEO2, for chemical-mechanical planarization, CMP, and materials for high-performance AI servers, motors, and cooling modules are affected. Taiwan's economy ministry has stated the direct impact on core fabrication is limited, as Taiwan sources supplies mainly from the U.S. and Japan. However, analysts warn that the broad scope of the ban could impact critical component supply and maintenance services, potentially disrupting production schedules for major manufacturers like TSMC. Implications: electric vehicles, permanent magnets, supply stability, defense and aerospace, military hardware, semiconductors, chemical-mechanical planarization, cooling modules, production schedules, disruption. Western countermeasures and the path to resilience. The global response has been swift and concerted. The geopolitical crisis has presented an opportunity for the U.S. to rebuild diplomatic alliances that were strained by previous trade disputes. U.S. President Trump has vowed to retaliate, publicly threatening to impose a 100% tariff on Chinese goods and restrict all critical software exports starting November 1, 2025. Meanwhile, during the G7 finance ministers meeting, Canadian Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland emphasized the need to focus on China's export restrictions and pursue a transition from reliance to resilience. The U.S. is accelerating its domestic rare earth self-sufficiency supply chain strategy. Both the Department of Energy, DOE, and Department of Defense, DoD, are funding rare earth mining and separation projects. Key American players such as MP Materials and Energy Fuels are core to this strategy, receiving government investment and contracts. MP Materials is considered the established American rare earth leader, focusing on magnetic rare earths. Allies, including Australia and Japan, are also aggressively pursuing diversification and recycling initiatives. Japan, for instance, has restarted its Rare Earth Self-Sufficiency Plan 2.0, seeking cooperation with countries like Vietnam and Malaysia. Countermeasure: diplomatic alliances, tariff, critical software exports, finance ministers meeting, resilience, self-sufficiency, funding projects, diversification, recycling initiatives, Rare Earth Self-Sufficiency Plan 2.0. Conclusion: the long game. Experts believe China's maneuver will accelerate the global trend towards supply chain decoupling. However, the path to independence will be long and arduous. Analysts estimate that even with current aggressive efforts, the U.S. may not achieve full integrated rare earth supply chain autonomy from mining to magnets until as late as 2040. This rare earth confrontation is shaping up to be the next major battleground in global technology and geopolitics. Supply chain decoupling, independence. Analysts estimate integrated supply chain autonomy, battleground, geopolitics.